Hey everybody, hey boo, it is Brandon Foster here to encourage you, motivate, and inspire you with another motivational video. And the topic lately has been on relationships. And man, if you guys haven't watched those other videos I put out, make sure you join that private Facebook group, Born to Slay, or subscribe to the YouTube channel so you never miss any of these motivational videos. But relationships are really where my head is at right now, because getting ready to launch Tuning Into Love next week, which is an 8-week relationship course about transforming your current relationships, healing relationships from the past, and how to create amazing new relationships in the future. And today I want to talk about a topic that is difficult for some people to realize or acknowledge, which is, what do you do when somebody won't love you back? What do you do when you try to mend a relationship with somebody and they don't want to mend the relationship? What do you do when someone breaks up with you and you want to get back together and they don't? What do you do in that scenario? I think it's really important to realize, back to relationship basics, that you can't control somebody else. You can't force someone to believe the way that you believe, to think how you think, to perceive you the way you want them to perceive you. You can't force anybody to do any of that. And the only thing you have control and power over is yourself. And a relationship takes two people. And the reality of it is if someone doesn't want to be in the relationship with you, you have to honor that. And I think the reason why it's so hard for people when the other person doesn't want to be in the relationship anymore is because you think there's something wrong with you if they don't want to rebuild the relationship, if they don't want to have anything to do with you. And there's nothing wrong with you. And the reason why it hurts is because if you love them and they don't love you back, it makes you feel rejected. And rejected is one of the worst feelings you can feel as a human being, because we're all meant to feel loved. When you realize that true love comes from within you, it comes from God and it comes from the universe, and it doesn't come from other people, then it doesn't hurt so much. But when you place all of your standing as a human being, your value and your worth in other people and in that relationship specifically, and that relationship is your identity, then it's absolutely devastating. I know, because that's what happened with my relationship with my parents when I came out. And I also don't know if my relationship with my dad will ever be fully rebuilt. But the really amazing thing about God and the universe is that things are always working out for you. Even when you can't see it, even when you don't understand it. When my relationship with my parents disintegrated, I got my in-laws, my amazing in-laws, Dean and Lisa, two of the most amazing human beings I've ever met. Truly incredible human beings filled with love and forgiveness and joy. I've never seen them get angry at Dustin or me. I mean, just two of the most forgiving, most amazing people. And I also gained a circus mom, and Kim. And Kim, if you're watching, hi, I love you. Say hi to Pierce. And it's weird, in a weird way, you lose that relationship with your parents. And I was on the road and I was in the circus, and I got not just a whole set of parents, and I'm not going to say new parents, because nothing can truly replace your original parents. And I love my parents. I would love to have a relationship with them. But I had other people in my life that were there to support me in a very similar capacity. Plus I had Kim, my circus mom. And I think the reason why relationships, when the other person doesn't want you, I think part of the reaction is that rejection makes us feel like we're guilty, or we did something wrong, or we're bad, or we stink at relationships, or we're not worthy, or whatever the lies are that we're believing. And sometimes it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the other person and their beliefs and their perceptions. But we attach sometimes our worth to the relationship, and that's when the danger sets in. Because attachment to anything or any body or any job or any title about your worth as a human being is not how you live your life. If you say you're only worthy if you drive a Mercedes G-Wagon, or you only have this much money in your bank account, or you have this kind of relationship or this kind of job, that's not how God in the universe sees you. You get to be worthy, you get to be loved, you get to be whole just because you're you. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You were created for a reason. You have a purpose. So what do you do when people decide they don't want to be in a relationship with you? You gracefully detach. You don't judge, because that'll come back. And the most important prayer you can have when that happens and you're hurting and you don't know why it's happening is you forgive yourself, you forgive them, and you ask how to see it through the eyes of love. And when you ask how to see it through the eyes of love, God in the universe loves the answer. But you just have to be quiet long enough to hear it. I know this might not be something that all of you guys want to hear today, but relationships aren't just about you. Relationships are about the beliefs that that person is carrying with them from their own past, just like you bring your own beliefs into a relationship. And it's also about all the past beliefs, the trauma that they inherited genetically. I'm reading an amazing book called It Didn't Start With You that they bring into the relationship. And so you might not ever know why. But when you realize that you're adored, when you are adored by God in the universe, there's always something better. And sometimes the thing that you thought you lost comes back. And while I never know if my relationship with my dad will ever be healed or rebuilt, I'm really proud of the fact that I've forgiven, I've let go, I'm healing, and I am rebuilding with my mom. And I think hope and faith is a very powerful thing. So I want to tell all of you who are hurting because of your relationships, your feelings are valid. You are meant, worthy, and deserving of all the love in the world. And that there's something better coming. And you don't have to know how or when, but just hold on to the hope for now, because it will come. You're more beautiful than you know. You're more successful than you give yourself credit for. And you are more loved than you could ever possibly imagine. And you were born to slay.